Welcome to Aviation Careers Podcast. My name is Carl Valerian. I'm your host today. In this episode, we're going to talk about avoiding a $3 million mistake in your career, and it's real simple. Keep flying. 10 years ago, I did an episode about making sure you don't make a $2 million mistake in your career. Well, this is the update to that. That was back in 2015. Now that mistake is actually a $3 million mistake. So let's understand what I mean by that first. And the most important thing is, remember, you got to keep flying, and that's how you can avoid that mistake. Also, by the way, if you have some questions, comments, etc., go to feedback at aviationcareerspodcast.com and ask any question you want. Also, if you have any other input into avoiding the $3 million mistake into your career, please let me know. But anyway, let's first start this one, and here we are. It's actually May 2nd of 2025, and let's get a quick update as to the market. As you know, in our group mentorship program that we have, we actually do this coaching where we have a update every single session. It's at least twice a month that we do this. It's only $20 a month. But I do want to, even though we do those updates there, I do want to do a quick update right now in understanding where the current market is here as of May of 2025. There's a tariff war going on, and one of the reasons the airlines are having a tough time financially is number one, planning. They don't know what to expect because everything is changing so much with this tariff war, and also we are seeing a lot of softening in demand because people are just not unsure of the future, and there's not as much confidence in the economy because of this tariff war. So just remember that's what's happening. So the current hiring environment has changed dramatically. I know a lot of people have a question, why can't I get hired with 1,500 hours at a regional? Well, nowadays it's about 2,500 hours. So just remember your tariffs in your career. We talk about that in a group coaching sessions. I highly recommend you trying out. It's aviationcareerspodcast.com/coaching. You can use a coupon code called Coach It Forward, and when you sign up for a month, you actually get 1 month free, and you can cancel at any time. So anyway, let's move on to how to not make that $3 million mistake in your career. So let's define what I mean by that. First of all, remember this, and this is all Bureau of Labor Statistic numbers, so the very conservative numbers. The median salary for a pilot, and this is for scheduled airline pilots, is around $239,000. That's the median salary for scheduled airline pilots. So there's many different ranges on pilot pay. We hear about the flight instructors, etc., but we're strictly talking about airline pilots. And to actually give a little more granularity into that, to help us with understanding this right here, what we mean about the $3 million mistake, remember this. Most major airlines, we're talking the legacies, the low-cost airlines, even some of the larger regionals, most of the legacy majors and the bigger low-cost carriers, usually captain makes about $300,000 a year. When you hear about that in the regionals, that's usually those guys have been there for a long time. They might be check airmen, et cetera. It can happen, but we're talking more about the majors. So a 10-year captain pays about $300,000 a year. And what do I mean by, postponing this whole, career for a while? If you're on the fence as to what you should do, maybe you should leave this because there's a softening in the market. The reason you shouldn't leave this is because of this. Because of the fact that the faster you get onto an actual seniority list, and also applies to all the 135 carriers too, but we're talking strictly airlines right now, you're going to be able to get to that 10-year captain pay, which is around $300,000 a year. And so if you put that off for 10 years, that's about $3 million of pay, and I'm just talking straight pay. That's why this is very conservative. 10 years, $300,000, that's a $3 million postponement in your career. So this is what I see happening with people. They make the mistake of stopping, and I get it. There's some people that have to stop. They have family and that type of thing they have to take care of. But in general, you need to look at yourself and also say to yourself, do I really want to stop flying right now? Do I want to postpone that $300,000 a year captain pay at a major airline? Maybe you do. Maybe right now, and a lot of people that I coach are career changers, and they're making more than that right now. So that makes some sense to you. And maybe you're a late life career changer, and you need the income right now. But if you keep postponing it, And if you postpone it for 10 years, that's 10 years at $300,000 a year. So that's a lot of money. So for instance, say you started off and you're 20 years old and you say, you know what, things aren't doing well right now. I'm going to go into some other career field. And I'm going to go into computers, I'm going to go into finance, whatever it may be. Then you decide in your 30s, it's time to go back into it. You've just postponed that higher pay for 10 years. And again, that higher pay is more towards the end of your career. But believe me, there's a lot of people making that kind of money within 5 years to 10 years of their advancement into this career of flying as an airline pilot. So please do this for me. And how to avoid that $3 million mistake in your career, go out there and fly. Keep building hours. The point of this is that whether you're flying for an airline, charter, 91, which is private aviation, no matter what it is, the bar's been raised, okay? The bar has been raised, so you need to build more experience. I know I'm going to get the one question, do I need a college degree? That's number two, is that to make yourself more competitive, work on a degree. But the most important thing is fly, fly, fly. Hours are the most important thing. When I talk about that $3 million mistake, by the way, that's very conservative. I mean, just remember, there's all this money they're putting in your 401k and all those type of things that are additive to it. So really remember this. In times like today, where things have slowed down, you're seeing furloughs, you're seeing cutbacks, you're seeing even Chapter 11 or bankruptcies out there. What you need to do is continue to fly. And if you need some inspiration, one of the ways to do that is get with somebody who's a career coach, or sign up for a mentorship program, or get a mentor that's in this industry, no matter where it may be. Obviously, we have that, aviationcareerspodcast.com/coaching, and you can sign up for our mentorship program, where we meet at least twice a month. And by the way, the real cool thing about that mentorship program is I've actually included our pilot interview course, which I haven't talked about much because of that fact, is that almost every session, and we do have certain sessions where that's all we do in that mentorship is get you ready for an interview. We'll go through all those pilot interview course questions. And when you sign up, you can actually go back and look at all those interview questions, all the past episodes. And we're putting those interview questions into a separate section of that mentorship program. So that's what's important. You need to get out there and start conversing with people that have been in this industry for a long time, and try to hang in there and try to keep flying, because what used to take 1,500 hours is now taking 2,500 hours. You used to be able to get on with a major at 1,500 hours. Now they're looking at 3,000 hours. 1,000 PIC turbine. We're back to that. So what's your two goals? Number one, get to your 1,500 hours. Make sure you're eligible for the ATP, or at least to go to training for the multi-engine ATP. What does that mean? You need at least 25 hours of multi to get higher with a regional. And then, looking towards the future, if you're at a regional right now, try to get your 1,000 hours PIC turbine. If you're thinking of upgrading, get that 1,000 hours PIC turbine, get that total of 3,000 hours, and then start applying. Really important to do this. Please don't make that $3 million mistake in your career. And when I say mistake, but that's if you're in that situation where you're not making much money, because there's a lot of people that are listening to this right now that are just changing careers. You already have a career that makes really good money. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to keep flying, and that's the main point. But most importantly, no matter what you do, the most important thing I want you to do is do this for me. Just keep moving forward in your career. Keep taking steps to advance your career and your life. Don't stop. Take a step every single day to move forward in your career and your life. It might be something simple. It might be something where it's outside aviation, like learning how to take better care of your health, because that's important in aviation, because you have to keep a medical. It also may be looking into the interview process in the future, maybe through the pilot interview course that we have through our mentorship program. Maybe it's going out there online and looking at some of these other interview questions. Maybe it's time, if you can't fly, to get your written exams done for your private instrument commercial. But make sure you do this for me. Take one step today to move forward in your career and in your life, and I know you will obtain your career goal faster than you think. Well, thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next episode.